And with that, we finally have a game. Madlib playing India again. That's all he's played today. Up against Optimal. It's Persia. So Optimal in the green, Madlib in the red. Madlib gathering that little bit of extra wood to go for the early barracks. So Optimal doing the same at the moment. So he'll be looking to get the barracks as well. Not much slower than Madlib's actually. A very similar time there. So this will probably be the last game for today, I think. Apologies to Ares. I'm not sure if he's actually around at the moment. Because we were going to have some games between Optimal and Ares, but Optimal's a little bit late. Madlib stepping in to fill for a few games against Kraken. And this one against Optimal. So Spyro production already. Madlib's got the barracks, but he hasn't started training anything out of it yet. This is an interesting choice. Normally this is a bit of a mistake, but at the same time, at the new gather, well, at the old gather rate, I should say, might work out for him. He's going to start spear production now, but so, you know, he got the barracks really, really early there. He's actually overgathered a little bit of food even. Optimal already has a few Spyro, so he'll be... Well, he's already up to 3. Madlib's only on the 1 spear, so... All does have that numbers advantage. Madlib's already found 9 sheep, so his gold trickle's really good. He actually probably only needs 1 gatherer on the gold at this stage because of that. Good number of spears. There's a few Spyro on the way over now. Optimal. Got 2 gatherers on the goal, which is interesting because Spyro really only need 1, and that's even at the nerfed gather rate. In fact, a lot of the time with Persia, you can get away with not even worrying about gold gathering early on, because you can get 15 Spyro before you actually need to gather any more gold. So really, if you get up to 13, start gold gathering off 1 villager there, you can sustain. So Optimal's actually going to start banking a fair bit of gold here, which you could have been putting into getting stone a little bit quicker here. Plenty of food. He's cut Spyros for the moment because he needs to get another house. So 6 to 6 in terms of the army, well 7 in terms of the army size. But Optimal was up by 2 earlier. Now they're already getting the age up. Optimal still on age 1 for the time being, so he can probably afford to just cancel those next 2 villages and queue it up. In fact, he'll just cancel 1 of them and queue. Not too bad. Slightly delayed on the age up. It's even numbers here though, so the Optimal's taken a good engagement. Optimal gets the first blood there. Still up by 1 and dealing some really good damage. Optimal having a retreat. Madlib having a retreat there. But he's safe. He's got these 2 rear hunts. This is a really safe spawn, actually. This is incredibly safe. Which is really useful, especially against a civ like Persia who can afford to eat a bit of town center damage. Other civs, maybe not so much. Particularly like Celts or Egyptians, you've got to be really careful, because you just don't have the health pool. And these guys on top of that have that Pierce armor. whereas the Indian spearmen have got better armor against cavalry, so they're actually pretty good against like lancers. There's a Garter in the mix though, so Madlib will ultimately be able to win this fight unless they gets focused down first, which it's not being. So yeah, Madlib's going to win that trade, especially now that there's more than one of them in the mix. So Optimal's age 2, just getting the town center now. A little bit sloppy. He's overgathered a little bit of stone here. Madlib, second TC already finished, so he'll be able to get going on economy pretty quickly here. He's going to gather elephant production started as well. He had that little bit of food to spend on it early. And now this is rough for Optimal because he's just going to bleed a couple of infantry. And he's also in the position where his eco's not as rock solid yet. That town center, it's a little bit slower. 24 villages to 23 at the moment, but that'll widen ever so slightly until this gets built. Optimal's got range on the way, so yeah, Persia Bowman, super quick to train, really cheap. It's a nice unit to mass up. Madlib already got Taranga production though, preempting this. So Optimal still going to have to make spearmen, which can be cleaned up pretty easily with the Garters, or Madlib can always just add a ranged component himself, get his own bowman in the mix. Optimal getting a stables, preempting bowman production from Madlib, who's getting 2 ranges at the moment, throwing them down at pretty much the same time. Persian bowmen do train faster than the Indian bowmen though, so Optimal will be able to get a good number out, and he's already got it finished. So he's going to have to retreat over here, and he'll be struggling a little bit for food once he's done so, I think. It's not the greatest of fights for him because there are Garter warriors in the mix. Taranga really the only thing countered by the spears there. There are bowmen out in the field now, so Madlib's going to have to retreat. Take a little bit of damage for this, but all having to get that second range now, and Madlib up to a 3rd on the way. To Madlib having to retreat though, not much left there in the end. 40 villages to 37 in favor of Madlib. Optimal ahead in terms of the army, I suppose. Does actually have more population in play too. Ooh, but a couple of villages will get singled out here and picked off, so this is a nice catch for Madlib. Going to put himself a little bit further ahead economically. Optimal didn't even get them all out there, but the Taranga are too busy trying to focus the one they can't actually reach. But Optimal turning around there too, and I don't know. That wasn't actually worth it. He got 2 of his villagers killed, doubling back like that, and a 3rd falling there. So very efficient stuff for Madlib. 44 to 39 in terms of the eco. It's trailing in terms of military pop though. Persia, great civ for massing up units with this kind of production at this stage with production, just because those bowmen train so fast. I mean, Indian bowmen actually train pretty quick. They're 11 seconds. It's only 2 seconds slower, but like I think some of the others train at 12 or 13 seconds. And do Toxotes train at 14? No. Optimal, really scary mass here, and Madlib's not going to want to lose too many units trying to bring everything home here, but unfortunately we'll lose a couple there. That's great stuff for Optimal. Putting the pressure on. Madlib is gathering over here, completely exposed. So he could potentially hit that soon. He doesn't really have any vision on it, so he's just going to start attacking production. I'm not sure if this is a great idea because he is taking a lot of damage here. One of his Asabara is going to get picked off. He's going to get that range though. It does open up a bit of space in the Madlib base here. Maybe Optimal should start scouting around and seeing if Madlib's gathering from around the base. We'll try and circle over here and deny this wood gathering. Because if he gets over here, he could really force a lot of villagers back. Maybe pick off one or two of them. He's desperate to try and tear down production. Madlib does have plenty of wood in the bank, plenty of wood gatherers at the moment. So if he loses a house or two or a stables, I don't think he's going to be worried too much. As long as he can kill some of Optimal's army to compensate. Optimal's spending really, really well here at the moment. You know, single digit for food, double digit for the wood. So, really good spending from him. Madlib, is he trying to save for age 3? Because he is floating a little bit there. So the Asabara peeling off. Are they going to try and hit the wood line, or Madlib trying to house wall himself in? This is going to take a while to finish though. I don't think it's in response to this. I don't think he's got any idea this has actually happened just yet. But Optimal's checked the berries. He hasn't actually checked the hunt there. That house wall's going to have time to finish up too. So, Madlib safe and sound for the time being. All is well for our Indians player. Our Persian player. He's about to be raided. Optimal gathering, you know, well outside of his base at the moment. Madlib a lot more defensive at the moment, already transitioning to the plantations as well. So these are quite pricey, but at the same time, if you get gatherer elephants on them, then you're actually saving resources. Or if you take the upgrade to get 3 units on it, get 3 villages on, you're also saving. And you get 3 gatherer elephants on it, well, you've just made a double cost farm suit 6 times the population of a single farm. It's a bit of a raid going on here. Madlib will snipe a few villagers. Optimal picked off a couple of wood gatherers as well. So 57 to 48 in favour of Madlib in terms of eco size. Populations are neck and neck though, so it means Optimal has more more army at the moment. Wonder if he's looking to try and push shortly. Should be able to go to age 3 now. And he could still actually throw up one more house, Optimal. While Madlib getting armory techs. So it's double armory there. Already got his shrines. I don't think he's got a temple. He tends to hold off on getting that until he's about to go to age 3. Optimal getting Silver Age. Madlib, a couple of his cavalry being picked off here. Optimal also raiding and killing that hunt now. So things going Optimal's way for the moment. That 127 health Terang is not going to be of much use, is it? So I wonder if he's going to see the bone. Oh, he might actually get himself some value here. Oh, not quite. So Madlib scaring off 11 Asabara with a single spearman. Man, he's going to get like some Medal of Bravery or something for that. Well done, man. Now Madlib's going to wall it in properly. But I don't think he's going to get it up in time. He's got a lot of bowmen. He's got plenty of spearmen over here as well. Optimal waiting to go in. There is a few spearmen there though. With 2 spears, this is going to be a bit of a rough fight for Madlib. Here comes some more. Because it is a tight choke for the Asabara to get through though, so Even with 4 or 5 spears, it really is a bit of a mess for our Persia player. So Optimal, I think he's overdoing it here. He's going to lose 3 or 4 of the Asabara in quick succession there. So that's a big blow. A lot of army to lose there, actually, for a villager and 3 or 4 spearmen. So Madlib is really in a nice spot at the moment. Optimal still playing very expansively. He's been able to do so, but I wonder if his opportunities sort of passed to get the best value out of this massive bowman ball. Well, bearing in mind, Madlib's got even more bowmen. So 60 to 59, villager counts are pretty even. Age 3 TCs are on the way, or at least for Madlib. Optimal just needing a little bit more stone for his. Where are his stone gatherers? Oh, over here. So starting on the town center, he's definitely going to need a few more villagers to get that up quickly. Spears catching out Asabara, trying to make their way into the base here. Optimal bringing everything together. Madlib, this is probably not the engagement he's hoping for, because he is split up a little bit here. The main army is trying to kite, I think. He also doesn't want to risk fighting with 2 split up of an army, because he does have these guys over here as well. This will be a nice engagement for him. Trying to sandwich Optimal. So Madlib already got that 3rd town center finished. Optimal waiting for his to finish up. So Madlib's actually able to reinforce a little bit more easily here. Frontline mainly over on the other side of the army at the moment. Madlib does have the luxury of being able to back up over the walls, while Optimal is quite exposed here. He's going to have to not overextend. But if he can do so, he can do a lot of damage to Madlib and really keep him stuck at this side of the map. Because bearing in mind Madlib's units that are producing, it's a double-edged sword when your opponents push this deep. If they start winning the fight, your units are just going to get butchered as they come out of the production buildings. But at the same time, if it's going your way, you know, you do get the benefit of basically instant reinforcements. But ultimately, it does go Madlib's way. Got a couple of ranges in the mix as well. Plenty of age 3 upgrades. So upgrades are actually favouring Madlib here. He's got his age 3 range, damage and armor. Whereas you got age 2 damage and armor. No melee armor. And only age 2 damage for melee for Optimal. So Madlib's a couple of upgrades ahead. There we go. Melee armor finishing up for Optimal. But yeah, age 3 upgrades for Madlib. Or at least part of them. But not the greatest of engagement there. So Optimal getting a couple of easy shots off. Starting to wall himself in a little bit. Madlib trying to break his cavalry away, trying to find somewhere to engage here. Circling back. They don't want to fight into the spears and sparrows. Well, they probably want to fight into the Asabara. Front line for Madlib getting picked off there in the end. Optimal pushing forward, he's taken a lead in terms of the population. He's got triple bowman production there. Now they're going to start on broad arrows. This is nice for him because even though it's quite an open exposed map, all he really has to do now is start walling off this segment. A little bit expensive on the stone though, if he hasn't got all his age 3 upgrades. It'd be tough trying to pick between the two things. Because ultimately, you do want a little bit of stone in the bank because you can try and go for a fortress on top of one of these gold mines in the center. If you can control those, you really put more pressure on your opponent to have to get a perfect market economy before you do. Ultimately, you do want to have a good market eco. Once games start going beyond 20 minutes, with the current gather rate, with the old gather rate, you could probably stretch that out for another 5 minutes. Or possibly even another 10, just because people will be taking fights slower. Like, the whole game just slows down. But yeah, you really want to be working on markets by like 18 to 20 minutes in the current gather rate, in the current meta game. Optimal trying to go for a big push here, but it's a bit of a death valley here. There's all these towers around the town center. And yeah, you're in the middle of all your opponent's production buildings, so units are coming from every side. It's hard to defend your bowman ball. And now that he's lost his front line, Optimal is going to lose a lot of the back line escaping this too. Just bearing in mind these guys are going to be slower than some of the units chasing them. So a lot of these bowmen are going to fall. Madlib 180 pop. Optimal well below that at the moment. I think Madlib might even be saving for age 4 here. Just looking at his resources. He's getting some more eco-techs as well, so all the more reason to think he's working towards age 4, because these will help him be able to get there while still being able to afford replacing units, because he knows he's just killed a big chunk of Optimal's army. He's been able to replace it really quickly. He's got a lot of production here, Optimal, but he doesn't have a lot of resources in the bank at the moment. And it's 75 vils to 74. Things are pretty even in that regard. Optimal having started caravans as well. So the Asabara can't really fight even numbers against Taranga. But fortunately for Optimal, they're not in even numbers, though the rest of the army is here now. Optimal getting a couple more kills there, so good play by him. But all these villages of Optimals are going to get picked off in the meanwhile. And now Madlib's the one at risk of being sandwiched in the middle of your opponent's base. There's enough Taranga still alive here to be a real threat to this bowman ball. And even the rangers, they're focusing over the top to get kills on the bowman. The one thing you want to do if you've got this many rangers, you don't want to just select the entirety of them and click a single bowman. You want to try and select a handful, like 2 or 3, click a bowman. Another 2 or 3, click another bowman. And just keep doing that, because you don't want to have too much overkill damage. Otherwise it's just as bad as them all hitting like an Asabara or something and dealing 3 damage. But yeah, ultimately, Optimal has to retreat here. I think the bowmen have outlived their usefulness. Maybe he needs to get some pelters just to deal with the enemy backline, and then just make a bunch of immortals. Keep making spears and keep making Asabara, and try to go to age 4 here. But it's going to be tough to do so. He hasn't got a lot in the bank. Madlib's already got age 4 and has a little bit in the bank. There's a bit more population out in the field at the moment too. Definitely got all the momentum. Kill another couple of units. The elephant's taking a bit of damage though. I think the town center's focusing on it, so that'll be good for Optimal. Madlib can't really rely on it to tank too much more. Madlib trying to find somewhere to raid. I think he was best off just going straight for that gold mine actually. I don't know why he's coming all the way over here. He walked straight past. Oh, the spears are in tow. I think he had an opportunity there. Like he's waited now. He's going in. He's going in now that the spears are there, when he had his opportunity to hit already and then just keep running once he got inside and saw the spears. So Optimal is going to do well to defend this. Those spears are quite quick. They are a little bit faster than the average spearman. Does he have the... He hasn't got combined arms, so he can have them even faster if he wanted. This isn't the greatest of fights for... I was going to say Optimal, but he's really massed up a good force here. Now he's not so far behind on age 3 upgrades, I don't think. With iron smelting on the way. Oh no, I hope it doesn't lag out. It should be a good fight for Optimal actually. He's got a lot more of a front line here than Madlib. He's actually pinned down Madlib's backline too, so... Madlib's age 4, so... Banks are pretty similar, but Optimal is going to have to try and save for age 4. And there's going to be Juggernaut production for Madlib. You have to start on age 4 upgrades. I'm trying to add a storehouse down here. It's not the greatest of storehouses though. What are these storehouse placements, Optimal? This is terrible. What the hell is that there for? Aid tent. He doesn't have aid tent though, so that is a really weird storehouse placement. For that single villager. Like just build a gate and get him out of there. It's the same cost as the storehouse. Oh no, Optimal, don't disconnect. Optimal, please. What? What did he disconnect or? That's weird. Like I mean, he's behind, but it's not like a done game. What's he got a caravan all the way over here for? I didn't even see this. Well, that's a bugger because it took a while to get that game organized and it was really shaping up to be a nice game. Optimal was a little bit behind there, but I don't think it was losable. He actually had more in the bank, but slightly less eco, a little bit less army. Oh, and armory upgrades are starting to favour Madlib too. Age 4 upgrades, Juggernauts. So GG. It's a big shame. Oh yes, we'll give that one to Madlib because of a disconnect on Optimal's behalf. But I mean, Madlib was actually sort of ahead there anyway, so... Armory upgrades.